Power does not corrupt, it reveals. In Burkina Faso, power has exposed a deep betrayal, a plot to assassinate President Traoré and seize control. The threat came from within, former leaders and elites who once ruled the nation. The government's response was swift. Assets frozen, justice in motion. The masks are coming off. A new generation stands strong, inspired by a revolutionary past. In the light of day, a new path is forged: defiance, justice, independence. Burkina Faso's fate is now in its own hands. At the heart of the old regime, conspirators plotted in the shadows. Paul-Henri Damiba, ex-president, led the plot from exile. Ahmed Kinder, former Special Forces commander, died fleeing justice. Ministers like Djibril Bassolé and Alpha Barry fueled unrest. Now, fugitives. Military, political, and business elites united to seize power. But Traoré's revolution swept them aside. The future now belongs to those who defend the nation. On November 21, 2024, the government struck hard. Finance Minister Abubakar Nakanabo ordered a 6-month freeze on assets of 113 people. Every account, property and resource was blocked. Travel bans followed. The freeze aimed to choke off the financial oxygen fueling instability. All were defined as acts of treason. The nation's resources would no longer fund its destruction. Burkina Faso was fighting back on every front. The asset freeze was more than punishment. It was a strategic amputation. For years, wealth fueled subversion and violence. The sanctions aimed to break this cycle, stripping traitors of power and honor. Now, betrayal means financial ruin and disgrace. Burkina Faso is taking control of its destiny. No more impunity. The coup plot's roots stretch beyond Burkina Faso's borders. Authorities allege foreign intelligence agencies and regional actors supported the conspirators, threatened by Traoré's independence and expulsion of French troops. A puppet regime would serve their interests better. Most shocking, the alliance with jihadist groups, Al-Qaeda affiliates, and the Islamic State in the Greater Sahara. The government accused political elites of colluding with terrorists, betraying their own people for power. This explains years of stalled anti-terror efforts and devastating attacks. High-ranking officers allegedly fed intelligence to the enemy, sabotaging the war from within. The fight for security became inseparable from the fight against internal corruption. Elements of the state were collaborating with groups responsible for thousands of deaths and millions displaced. The political struggle in the capital and the insurgency in the countryside are two fronts in the same war. Traoré's purge is not just political, it's a military necessity. To win against terror, he must first defeat treason. To understand Traoré, you must understand the ghost of Thomas Sankara. Sankara, the revolutionary icon, dreamed of a self-sufficient, incorruptible nation. His vision cut short by betrayal. Traoré is resurrecting that vision, fighting not just for security, but to finish Sankara's revolution. His anti-corruption drive echoes Sankara's principles. He who feeds you controls you. Corruption is not just theft, it's foreign control. By purging the state, Traoré severs neo-colonial strings. The asset freeze, dismissals and arrests are part of building a state that serves the people, not foreign interests. Traoré's faith in the youth and common people fuels his popularity and shields him from the old guard. But Sankara's fate is a warning. Betrayal can come from within. Traoré knows his enemies are not just outside, but inside his circle. The recent coup plot is a stark reminder. His purge is political survival. He must root out traitors before they strike. He fights for his vision and his life. The revolution's outcome is uncertain. Traoré is determined not to repeat history. The stakes are nothing less than the nation's future. Burkina Faso's stand is part of a regional awakening. Across the Sahel, military-led governments in Mali, Niger and Guinea are rejecting old colonial partnerships and demanding respect. They've formed the Alliance of Sahel States, a pact of mutual defense and a direct challenge to foreign-dominated regional orders. French troops and ambassadors have been expelled. The CFA franc is being abandoned. New alliances are forming with partners like Russia. This is a coordinated resistance, not isolated events. The movement is fueled by historical grievance, decades of exploitation, terrorism, and poverty. Military leaders channel popular anger, seeking true independence, political, economic, and mental. The path is perilous. Sanctions, isolation, and covert destabilization threaten these new governments. The coup plot in Burkina Faso is a warning of the pushback they face. But their resolve is hardening. They believe the old path leads only to dependency and conflict. The Sahelian stand is a desperate, defiant gamble for a different future. The goal: African nations as masters of their own destiny. The world is watching this new chapter unfold. Burkina Faso's crisis is a historical crossroads, a test of Africa's courage. The purge marks a break from a painful past of betrayal and subversion. For generations, Africa's destiny was held hostage by internal traitors and external manipulators. Now, a line has been drawn. The government confronts its enemies head-on, risking everything. If the purge fails, it signals that true sovereignty is impossible and impunity will reign. But if it succeeds, it creates a blueprint for liberation, proving an African nation can cleanse itself of corruption and break neo-colonial chains. A victory for Traoré would inspire the continent, signaling a new era of sovereignty and justice. This is the final reckoning. The battle is fought in government offices, courtrooms, and the hearts of the people. The outcome will echo for generations. Will it be another tragic chapter or the dawn of Africa's liberation? Burkina Faso has chosen confrontation over compromise. The world awaits the verdict. But in Burkina Faso, the reckoning has already begun. This is Insight Africa, where justice is not postponed, it's pursued.